This is Hung Over Hand Right, and this is the UFC Paris preview show, also known as
Patty,
also known as UFC Fight Night Moicano versus Saint-Denis. Poster check. What do we got?
8 out of 10.
Yeah, one of the better ones I think we've seen.
We don't have the track record has not been that good for the UFC in my opinion. So this one to see a solid one is it's a relief.
There's an old saying going around these days: less is more, and that's what I feel about this poster. I mean, yeah, there's like a lot going on, but I like the black and white.
And I do like how they threw like the fight records on there.
In the hairline, yeah, like that.
And also the Brendan Allen, I guess that's Brendan Allen's record. It's like on a little sheet of paper, it looks like. It's kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. This card as a whole, I like it. Not a lot of household names, but these Paris cards, the crowd's always sick. And I think some of these matchups are pretty interesting. 6-fight main card. We're going to talk about all 6 of those, and we're going to do a low-key banger as well. Prelims, not a ton going on here. Ludovic Klein, did they just make him fight down at all times? No, you're never fighting anybody in the rankings. You're only fighting guys you should beat.
Yeah, but I mean, he should beat Rosie, but he's 12-4. And he's a fun striker. I liked him on Tough. I mean, he kind of got a shit hand with that. He's been in the UFC for 8 fights.
It just sucks that they brought him back after Tough short notice against Raumbetsky.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then now you get Klein. I don't know. It's tough deal there. Kudalaba's on this card against a guy who's 4-3 in KSW. Not sure who he is. The big tall Korean Da Jung, he's lost 3 in a row at this point, but they went ahead and gave him a 10-0 freak wrestler from France. So that's interesting.
He's the biggest guy in Korea. He's got to be.
Yes.
Size wise.
Literally the Yao Ming of Korea.
He's the Yao of Korea.
Everybody wants his seed.
Oh yeah, including me. Other than that, and other than our low key banger, Eileen Perez, big fan of hers. Shout out, she can twerk real well, really talented lady.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for low key banger?
Yeah.
Low key banger. Bolaji Oki versus Chris Duncan. Bolaji, the Zulu Warrior Oki, 9-1, coming off of quite a few wins in a row. More than 5. Oh, 9. He lost his first pro fight. That's right. Fighting out of Belgium, 28 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall. Chris, the problem Duncan, 11-2, coming off a pretty ugly loss to Manuel Torres, who we just saw this past weekend. Fighting out of Scotland, 31 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall. Yeah, Dylan, we didn't, not too long ago, we talked about Duncan a little bit because we previewed Manuel Torres, and then we also a few months ago talked about Oki a little bit because of Timmy Twilight fought him, and we talked about him. So what do you think, Dylan?
I think Bolaji's going to be more like fucking baloney, dude. I think
not good.
Yeah, I think Duncan's going to get it done.
Really?
What do you think otherwise? I don't know, dude. I always pull from these, I'm really bad at that. I probably need to be better at that. I always think of, the one fight that comes to mind with these guys, and it's more than likely not their most recent. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Except for in the case of Oki, it is, though.
Right.
Because you're probably thinking of him against Timmy Twilight, where he threw a jab, and that was pretty much it.
Well,
and he won, but are you talking about Duncan or are you talking about Oki right now?
I'm talking about Duncan. I was referring to the Contender Series comeback fight.
The Torres fight.
No.
Oh, you're
The one
Charlie.
against Charlie Campbell.
Oh, okay.
Charlie, yeah, that
The
one.
one where he's getting the shit kicked out of him, and then
just right hand.
And I
Yeah.
like Campbell, and I obviously that was kind of fluky, but
It was, but
that's
that just. There, go ahead.
well, Duncan. That's kind of his style. Like he trains a top team, trains with good training partners and all that. But I just think he's got a ceiling, and he's pretty much reached it.
Yeah,
And he's always going to be in those types of fights because he's pretty well rounded. He can do a little bit of everything, but he's a little wild on the feet. He's I'm not gonna say chinny, but like he can get caught on the feet. Oki's just super fundamental boxing. Like I feel like he trains at a small gym in Belgium. I feel like this coach said we got a freak athlete here who hits really hard. Let's just strap like the fundamental 1-2s, like very simple shit to his game. And he makes that work.
Try to tone him down a little bit.
Yeah. Chad, you got anything on this one?
Just simplify it.
I think, honestly, I think, like, I'm going to agree with you, John, on Duncan. I think he's hit his ceiling. Tough guy. I mean, he's really good at being a nail. And, can hammer when he needs to. I mean, we saw it like we talked about with Charlie Campbell. I mean, he's getting his ass beat that entire fight, and then catches Charlie. And I always pronounce his name Bolaji or whatever his name is.
Bolaji Oki.
Yeah, Bolaji Oki, yeah. Guy's obviously, like you said, freak athlete. I think, honestly, his striking's a little underrated. He's got pretty good counter punches.
Yes.
And, I mean, crisp boxing, I mean, I think it was just fundamentals. We're going to stick with it. You got the power. Obviously, his last fight wasn't, I don't know if it was afraid or, a little timid on throwing hands, but he apparently forgot his right hand works. So
I really think that he got signed to the UFC, and him and his team were kind of like, okay, we're in the UFC now. We can't just like get in the pocket and slug it out. Mm-hmm. That's usually what he's good at. Like he can stand in there, like you were saying, and he usually can win these firefights in the pocket. But I think they were like, we're in the UFC now. We can't do that. So we're gonna have like a game plan. We're gonna stay at range, and also Timmy didn't really like bring the fight to him. Timmy stood at range with him.
He didn't really want to engage, a whole lot. I think, I mean, it's not that I don't like Chris Duncan or anything like that. I just think he's just too good at being a nail. He gets hit a lot, and I just think. I don't know. I mean, like you said, he's well-rounded. He may want to take this to the ground, but I think Oki's just going to be way too athletic for him. He's going to be in and out, I think. And I don't know. I think the counters are going to get done when he's going to be more crisp. His hands are better. He's faster. I think he's going to get it done. And more than likely, I could see him putting out Duncan, with maybe a club and sub or something like that.
That's kind of where I'm at. I think he will catch Duncan. The one thing is the wrestling with Duncan. Like from what I've seen on Oki's regional scene tape, what little I've seen of it, he's not like the greatest wrestler in the world. Mm-hmm. And I think that could be a problem for him at some point. And Duncan has taken down people in the past. But I'm going to say that Oki catches him because I do think Duncan is a little bit chinny at this point.
Yeah.
Dylan,
I think his athleticism is just going to help him out. I think that, and he's not a crazy striker. He's not going to like straight up, push the pace, to a point where he's reckless. So I think he's going to be able to keep keep Duncan off of him when it comes to takedowns and everything.
Dylan, you want to pick or you want to hear the odds?
No, you guys are just saying what I don't want to hear and I don't want to say.
Are you Duncan guy?
No, he's a Scot, dude.
Yeah,
Scotland.
He moved. He's gone. He's in Florida now.
Well, he knows where his roots are.
Traitor.
Let's hear some odds.
Minus 190 Bolaji Oki, plus 165 Chris Duncan, and I should tell the audience if you're listening to this, fight week or whatever, we're recording this over a week and a half before the card, so the odds will have definitely changed by this point. But
that's closer than what I would have guessed.
Yeah, I actually kind of thought
I figured Oki would be just
Yeah,
slightly wider. Maybe
yeah.
not. I don't know.
I was kind of yeah. I mean, I think I was thinking maybe pick him or yeah, like slight favorite. Duncan. I mean,
Yeah.
he's definitely fought the better guys, like no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Duncan's definitely more tested.
Yeah,
I just think we know, like we said again, I think we know his ceiling.
399 votes. Actually, that's a decent amount for this far out, but 74% Oki, 61% KO TKO. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm taking him TKO.
Yeah.
Not that he's like the most technical striker in the world and the most incredible striker, but he is fundamentally sound and hits hard.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go against the grain on this one, but I'm thinking about the lead that I have in our overall picks,
Yeah,
and I can't just keep throwing these L's away just because of my pride in my picks
yeah.
and my bias.
I mean, dogs were barking on Noche, so
Yeah. Fuck.
just decide. We got 6 more. Hurry up.
Chad, go ahead, go.
I'm with Oki TKO.
All right, I'll go the same then. Fuck it.
All right. I think it's good. We'll see.
I'm rooting for Duncan.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think Oki's ceiling is like too much higher than Duncan's, but I think at this point he's just a little better. All right, moving on. Main card, Tapology order, as always. This could and probably will change, but as of right now, main card opener. Our guy, at least me and Dylan's guy.
Fuck yeah.
Morgan Charriere versus Gabriel Miranda. Morgan, the last pirate, Charriere, 19-10-1, coming off a loss to Chepe Mariscal, fighting out of France, 28 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall. Gabriel Fly Miranda, 17-6, coming off a win over Shane Young. It was really quick, early first round. Fighting out of Brazil, 34 years old, 5 feet 11 inches tall. Like I said, me and Dylan, like we're Charriere guys. We like him.
The last pirate's fucking awesome, dude.
Oh yeah, and the Chepe fight was really close. I would have to go back and rewatch it to like be 100% sure that I think he won, but at the time I thought he won. And he's just comfy in there, doesn't mind punches flying at him, and can crack. I think the big worry here is Miranda's grappling. He is a good grappler, and actually for a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy, at least against lower level competition, he has actually some decent wrestling. It seems like he can wrestle, good at taking the back, and so I don't know. It's the grappling that worries me a little bit. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think. I mean, if you don't like Charriere, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, guy's a stud. I picked Chepe in that fight. You know, I thought Chepe won. Definitely a close fight. You know, I wouldn't have been mad either way. You know, honestly, I mean, the way it went, it could have been a draw. I mean, the way they played, they fought. Charriere can crack. Chepe, you know, grappled, and he kept on him. And Chepe's a dog. You know, he was ate some shots. And if you're able to take some shots and get up close and personal with this guy and grapple, it is definitely a hole in this guy's game. Now, it's been a little bit. I think he's probably worked on it. At least I hope he has. I mean, that'll just do it. I mean, if anything, it's going to open up everything that he's good at. So, this one's, I think, Miranda. I mean, obviously, I don't know a ton about him. You know, I know he's a pretty decent grappler. But I think Charriere's just got the better hands. And I don't know if Miranda's going to have the, you know, tenacity to withstand those big bombs that Charriere can do, you know, at such a high level.
Yeah. Dylan?
Yeah, I don't. The last pirate, he's super. I don't know. We all know he's good on the feet. I think he's just going to be like too crafty. And the Chepe loss, I think that's, although he has 10 losses, I think that'll be like a good, like I don't want to say learning experience because he's probably learned a fuckload in his 10 losses. But I just don't think Miranda's going to have enough for him to really dictate the fight by just trying to grapple and whatnot.
I
I think
mean,
Charriere will be able to stay on his feet and go from there and take over.
Chepe is much more of a dog on a bone with the wrestling.
Right, right.
Miranda, like he's gonna shoot and he's gonna try to take his back, but he doesn't have the stick to itiveness that Chepe does.
Yeah.
And Morgan obviously he was breathing heavy at the end of the Chepe fight, but like to me the cardio held up pretty well. And I think he's going to have to deal with less volume in the grappling game from Miranda than that. So I think sprawl and brawl, and
we're
going to hurt
sprawl
Miranda.
and brawl. That's and then hurt him and then get him the fuck out of there.
Agreed.
That's where I'm at.
One thing about Miranda, like he came in short notice, UFC debut against Benoit Saint-Denis in Paris. And
how'd that one go? I mean, I know Saint-Denis won, but
I mean, it wasn't like a complete blowout from the word go. Like it was kind of back and forth. He actually took Benoit down a couple times, but Benoit just like immediately kind of like elevated him and tipped him back over like during the takedown, and it ended up hurting him and putting him away. But
hell of a UFC debut.
I know. And now he's got to go back to Paris to fight another French guy.
So it says right hook 16 seconds into the second round loss.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like he didn't like win the first round, but it was kind of back and forth. Like they were taking each other down. He's actually like not a horrible striker, Miranda. Like he's not terrible on the feet, but Morgan's he's too comfy in there.
Already 34 years old too, and the Pirate for only being 28, he's got some fucking experience under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this last time. It's not just like 29 regional scene fights against just anybody. It's a lot of cage warriors and a lot of
right. Yeah, he's 6-3 cage warriors.
Yeah, and those guys are obviously not all of them are UFC level, but
still,
that's one of the better promotions around the world.
Right.
Definitely.
Also, kind of off topic, but a common theme I'm seeing on this card is a lot of these fucking guys have fought Saint-Denis.
Yeah.
I can't think of who off the top of my head, but just kind of scrolling through this thing, I was like, good God, everyone's fought Saint-Denis on this fucker.
Well, I mean, probably a lot of them fought him outside the UFC in France. But odds. So, by the way, Morgan was supposed to fight AJ Cunningham.
I did see that too.
Minus 1,200 was what he was in that one.
Holy shit.
And now he's minus 550, so it's like,
good Lord, no faith in Miranda.
Well, he was way wider before. Cunningham's.
I know, but still, a minus 550, that's still crazy.
Yeah, I mean, plus 400 Miranda.
Yeah, that's a big dog.
Yeah, Miranda might want to stay out of Paris.
Yeah, if he wins.
I'm saying either way, like, hey, stop fighting in Paris. Fight
I'm sure you can fight in Brazil.
Yeah, like, why not?
384 votes, 89% Morgan, 80% KO TKO. The one thing about Morgan that I don't like sometimes is he's okay with like being low volume in there and just touching and kind of playing around. I think he probably will get this guy out of here, but I could definitely see it being a decision as well.
Mm-hmm. He tried doing that with Chepe first round. Just it was low volume, and then Chepe brought it to him. Mm-hmm. So then he realized, oh shit, I gotta then you started picking up. That's when they had the second round. That was a good round, fighting against each other. They were Charriere decided he was going to throw some hands and realized, okay, he's coming.
Yeah, I mean Miranda might bring it out of him. Miranda he'll try to fight. Like he's going to try to come after you a little bit. So hopefully he'll bring it out of him. I'm going to probably pick Morgan by decision personally, but what do you guys think?
I like that. I think we get a Pirate finish, though.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Charriere by, I want to say decision, but I'm kind of leaning to a TKO here. because I just don't think Miranda has enough to set up his grappling.
Yeah.
And against Charriere, Charriere is just too crisp on the ground, and I don't know if he has that tenacity, like you said, to go at him and at him and at him and at him. So I think I'm going to go Charriere TKO.
Miranda's been TKO'd twice. Obviously, Saint-Denis was one, and then the other one was Wagner Roca in
Really?
2016, Fight Time 30. That's a throwback name for you.
I could go down Tapology rabbit holes for like a week and still like not be satisfied.
Yeah, you could just keep click at this guy.
I don't know why I love that so much, but
you could go from any fighter and probably make your way to another fighter just by like any other fighter just by Tapology clicking.
100%.
Anything else on that one?
No.
All right.
Let's go Pirate.
Moving on. A guy that Chad likes, and a guy that I think Chad likes also, but I like. Kevin Jousset versus Bryan Battle. Kevin Air Jousset. It's no Air Jourdain, but it's still cool. 10-2, coming off of a bunch of wins in a row. 2, 4, only 5 actually. 5 wins in a row. Fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, originally from France. 31 years old, 6 feet 2 inches tall. Bryan the Butcher Battle. A lot of B's.
Kind of cool.
Coming off a no contest against Angelusa, where he poked him in the eye and then called him a pussy. It was hilarious. Fighting out of Charlotte, 30 years old, 6 feet 1 inch tall. I'm going to throw this one to Chad, but after I say one thing that's going to surprise you guys, and somehow I've never known this. On Tapology, Bryan Battle's page, he fights out of Charlotte. He trains in Charlotte. He was born in Springfield, Missouri.
Wow, it does say that.
And I never knew that. And maybe he said it on Tough at some point, but I don't remember him.
I feel like one of us would have caught that. That's fucking weird. He was probably like born there and then like at 6 months old moved to Charlotte or some shit.
And for the listeners, the reason we bring this up is because we are in Springfield, Missouri currently. So, and there's only like 4 UFC fighters ever from here. So,
yeah,
to represent when we can.
Yeah,
I'll claim him. I like Bryan Battle. I'll claim him.
Chad, you had Jousset on your prospect list, so go ahead on this one.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's fighting out of Auckland. He fights with trains with, I should say, with Izzy and that camp and everything.
Ew.
He, good kickboxer. He's not gonna. He doesn't have like crazy power or anything. I mean, he's got the power to put you down or anything, but he's not gonna. He's not like a. I don't know. I guess doesn't utilize it as much. He's more of a stick at range, use his legs, point you out. Really, but he's got crisp hands. Very fundamental guy. Pretty strong dude. He's tough. He's fought some decent guys, and Keenan Song, beat him by decision, and I think it was the other one was Kiefer Crosby.
Yep,
he beat him too. So I mean, he's kind of an older guy. I had him on my our prospect. I think he was like number 10 for me or something like that. He's just a guy that I think I like his style. I like the way he's crafty, good kicks, everything like that. On the other hand, I do like Battle as well. Battle's got a dog in him too.
Yeah.
Battle he's pretty more well-rounded. Definitely when he can get on the ground, and he's long, he can strike. I like the way he does talk some shit. I mean, especially after that Angelusa fight, the eye poke, or I should say eye poke, and that you could have been okay, but you quit, and then you turn around and try to fight him after the fight's fought or called off. They were talking shit, and he turned around, he called them, some shit.
Yeah.
It was no, but I like them both. This is definitely going to be a bigger test for Jousset. I think he's going to have to. I think I don't know. I don't think he's going to underestimate Battle or anything like that, because Battle's quick himself. He's an athlete. Like I said, he's long. he's a little unorthodox when it comes to his striking. So I think it's just he'll switch stances, I should say. Um, he moves around well, and he's got power. So um, this one's tough for me. I think I would assume I haven't seen the odds, but I would assume Battle's probably the favorite. But
Yeah.
I know where I'm going with it, but I want to hear some votes and some odds real quick.
Well, I'll tell you the odds, and then let me say a couple things. Minus 155 Battle, plus 135 Jousset. Battle, kind of like you alluded to, Chad, was really like very grapple heavy, or at least his finishes were submissions, and until like recently, I feel like he's really turned a corner with the striking. I mean, he's
Gabe Green, dude.
and that knocked the fuck out of him in Charlotte. Even that aside, like the Angelusa fight, I mean, he was just piecing him up with, everything he threw landed, and he's gotten, and this is one thing I want to mention, he's actually an inch shorter than Jousset, which is really rare for Bryan Battle.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that. I don't think that'll bother him, though.
I don't know. I mean, probably not, but he is really good at kind of keeping that range. He's just out of range, but he's just in range to hit you, and he can keep that distance really well. Kind of unorthodox with the striking, but Dylan, what do you think here?
I got Battle all day, dude. I really which is weird, because he's 5-1 in the UFC, which is fucking crazy. Because coming out of tough, I don't think.
I thought he won it, but I was
he did, but even after that, I just didn't see him really excelling too much.
I thought there was a 0% chance that he would be in the UFC for more than 2 years.
And now he has been in the UFC for almost 5 years, and he is 5-1.
And he's gotten way.
And he's gotten better. He's gotten better, dude.
Yeah,
that's sometimes you see these guys, and you're just like, man, again, you were talking about who was that with the Duncan with the ceiling.
Yeah.
Even at, let's see, how old is Battle now? So he's 29. So he was in tough at 25. So I guess he was still fairly young. But sometimes you just never know, dude. Sometimes these guys just kind of turn a corner and just, I don't know, man. Because he looks fucking great. I really like Battle.
Yeah, you definitely have seen something click with him. Things are starting to come together.
He's still at his, I'm guessing he's still at his same gym in Charlotte, which can't be a big gym with a bunch of UFC guys in it. So
Carolina Combat Sports and Fitness. It sounds like a kickboxing class for middle-aged moms.
Yeah. And Bryan Battle's just there beating the shit out of all the moms.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about Battle a ton. Obviously, Jousset's going to be there too, so we should probably say something about him. But I mean,
Jousset's going to be there. And he's going to be there.
Hopefully,
Jousset. I hope Battle doesn't overlook Jousset because I think he's that good.
Yeah.
I really do. I think he also surprised some people. The only thing that worries me is the overall well-roundedness of Battle. Jousset is strong, big, long guy. He has shown in fights, guys that want to wrestle and stuff like that. He has been able to fend the takedowns off. And I mean, like I said, he's crafty, dude. He can find a way to find your chin. Again, knockout power isn't too crazy, but he will touch you.
He is so he's like a robot in there in the sense that he's so chill. There's no emotion on his face. He kind of moves like a robot too. He's a little stiff. I don't know if I love that, but he's so just doesn't give a fuck about what you're throwing at him. He can just check a low kick. It's he's just taking one step.
Yeah, definitely a good counter striker too. I mean, he downloads shit pretty well. I just think Battle's definitely the more athletic. Probably has a little bit of a speed advantage. But I mean, this one is close for me. I hate to pick against a prospect, but if I had to, pick one, gun to my head, I'm probably going to go with Battle. And honestly, I could see Battle probably subbing him. So
I think Battle just flows a little better. He just flows a little better, has a little bit more of a feel for the fight IQ side of things. By the way, Jousset, his literal UFC debut, he got his first submission win. So that was
That's wild.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Jousset's a little there to be hit. Battle's a lot harder to hit. I'm gonna take Battle personally.
Yeah, I could see Battle maybe even setting him down with something and clubbing sub, hitting a sub.
And we've kind of mentioned this, but Battle does have like sneaky power. Like
he does, dude.
It's weird.
Yep, especially now that he's found it. You know, he's putting things together. Everything's coming together. I think it's just I don't know if he does a club sub or anything, but I think he probably in a scramble or something, you know, gets Jousset down. But I mean, Jousset, like you said, I mean, he subbed Kiefer and all that and all that in the first round. But I believe he dropped Kiefer or hurt him or something.
Yeah,
and there was a scramble. So this one's a tough one for me because I like Jousset. I think he is that good. This is just definitely going to be his biggest test.
Jousset's only TKO loss was actually a doctor stoppage due to a cut in 2019 against Jack Della Maddalena. So I don't know if the knockout's super likely, but like you were saying, sub I think could happen. I'm thinking probably more likely decision. Tapology, 681 votes, 68% Battle, 67% decision.
Wow.
So
I like a decision probably more than likely.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with sub still, but I mean decision is probably more likely. I mean Battle can pull some shit out just with his athleticism and his craftiness, moving around. He just finds a way. I think I'm just going to stick with the sub, but I wouldn't be surprised about his decision. I don't think he's going to knock out Jousset.
No,
but
he could.
You never know.
But yeah. All right, ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Ziam versus Matt Frevola. Cool nickname on Ziam. Ferez the Smile Killer, Ziam. 15-4.
Well, Frevola doesn't really smile, so
no. But you can kill him. So.
You can kill him.
15-4, coming off of 3 wins in a row against, Jai Herbert, one of them in there.
Yeah.
Decision. Fighting out of France, 27 years old, 6 feet 1 inch tall. Matt the Steamroller Frevola. I mean, speaking of nicknames.
Very underrated nickname.
Oh, yeah. Coming off of a really nice 40-yard dash into Benoit Saint-Denis leg.
And John, can we appreciate Frevola's Tapology picture real quick?
It's great.
I'll
put it on the screen.
Oh, yeah, some fucking Indiana Jones shit, dude. It's like
it really is. Like, was he leaving or on his way to a fucking Halloween party when they snapped this picture or what?
Oh, he's missing it. I don't know if the rest of the picture, if he has a whip on or not. But
like, where's the big fucking rock behind him that's rolling, trying to kill him?
Big boulder. Jesus Christ. It's a terrible picture.
So he's fighting out of Tampa, Florida. He's a New York guy, but he's one of these guys like Billy Q that trains down in Tampa. And it's kind of interesting. 34 years old, 5 feet 9 inches tall. I don't know about this one really.
I don't either. I was hoping you guys would pick for me because I don't know.
The thing is that the weird thing is that Ziam, like, he came in as like just straight up kickboxer. Like, came to the UFC.
Right.
He's a kickboxer from France, and then the Jai Herbert fight, he actually like takes Jai Herbert down a few times and kind of works the wrestling a little bit.
Which, I mean,
not saying a lot, but
right.
Jai took him down as well. But like he actually like looked like he knew what he was doing a little bit in the wrestling department. And then the next fight against Claudio Puelles, who's like a Imanari roll leg lock guy against Dan Hooker, and he gets taken down like 7 times by him.
That was a great fight.
The Dan one or the
Dan one.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. That guy took him down 7 times.
For that fact alone, I'm picking Steamroller Frevola.
But
I don't care. I don't think I need to hear anything else.
Taking anybody down. Like, he could, but he doesn't.
But Didn't we all? I'm looking at his record. Why do I feel like the majority of us picked Otman Azatar to beat Steamroller? Am I remembering that right?
I don't remember, but you're probably right. I mean, I don't know.
remember.
Azatar sucks. So
He does suck, but at the time, I don't think we knew that. And Frevola went in there and fucked him up.
and the Dober one. Dober was whipping his
And he
ass.
knocked out Drew Dober.
Yeah. I'm glad, Matt Frevola took some time off from that Saint-Denis knockout. And everything. And I'm gonna go with Frevola as well because
Yeah.
I don't know if I can trust this Ziam guy. He goes and beats Jai Herbert. Takes him down and everything. Before that, he loses Terrence McKinney.
Yeah.
And that was the Herbert fight starting to come to me. That was a really weird fight because we were both like, hell yeah, this is going to be a sick fucking kickboxing fight, and
They grappled.
that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he goes. I mean, I think he's got good hands and everything, but I don't know. It's like one time he's in there and he looks like a world beater and he's piecing guys up and then sometimes he just looks almost flat-footed and just not there. Like when he fought Malarkey, the fucking ghoul as I call him, or the Frankenstein-looking motherfucker. I don't know. I wasn't that impressed with him. I don't know. I can't trust him.
He's super one shot at a time. Like there's no combos ever.
Yeah, I'm going.
I hate that.
What are the votes and odds? I'm going for Volley either way, I think.
Odds. Where the hell is it? Minus 120 for Frevola, plus 100 Ziam.
Damn, Frevola's still the favorite.
If Frevola, if I could trust him to wrestle, I would for sure be going with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he still may get it done either way, but Ziam's never been knocked out, and he's been sub 3 times.
Yeah.
So
Ziam went to a split decision with fucking Claudio.
Yeah.
And that guy, Claudio, sucks.
But it was because of wrestling.
That's fine. That sucks. We all watched him fight Dan Hooker.
I can't trust him. That's why I'm going with Frevola. I think Frevola gets it done. I don't know if he knocks him out or anything, but I don't know. I think Frevola can make it dirty, And I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to get up in his business, and I think he probably will. I mean, if you go off the tape on this guy, you can take him down. I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, I know Frevola in the past hasn't shown that he will, because
Frevola. Go ahead. Sorry.
He does fall into, wants to stand and bang with people, which you run into it and everything like that. But
yeah,
I just can't trust Ziam, so I'm going to go with Frevola, and I don't know if he finishes him. It's just probably a decision we're going to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Ziam, he's tough to. He's kind of tough to hit clean.
Yeah,
it's just this. What makes this tough is that Ziam doesn't knock anybody out.
No, zero people, none.
Can't stop getting knocked out, but Ziam doesn't knock anybody out. So it's like
how many times has Bola been knocked out? He's only lost 4 times.
He's been knocked out 3 times, but the Saint-Denis head kick, he should have got knocked out by Dober, but he didn't. I mean, and me and Seth were there when McKinney knocked him out in 7 seconds.
That was one. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you can't. Maybe I just can't trust either one of them. But I think I'm just going to go with Frevola because I like Steamroller. I think the key to this is he's going to make it dirty, and get inside, and I think he will implement some wrestling there.
Yeah,
dude, Frevola is a Contender Series guy from 2017.
I actually didn't realize that.
He was. That would his Contender Series win made him 6-0, and he's been in the UFC ever since 2017.
That's crazy. Topology votes 632 votes, 72% Frevola, 84% knockout.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
I'm taking Ziam decision probably. But
Can we air shake? Can we air shake on this?
how much?
I don't care. $10.
Okay.
$10. There it is.
Chad, mark
I'm
it
gonna
down.
put it out. I had to put it in my phone.
What is going to be
But, no,
cool is that Frevola, he's going to love going into Paris and fighting the French guy.
Fuck yeah.
He's
Oh
gonna,
yeah,
he's going to love that.
He's a gamer. He's about it. So
Anything else on that one?
No. Holy shit, we got 3 more.
Yeah. All right. Next up, William Gomis versus Joanderson Brito. William the Jaguar. Jaguar. Gomis.
Jaguar.
13-2, coming off of 2, 4, 6, 7 wins in a row.
Yeah.
All right.
this guy might have the most canceled fights of a career I've ever seen.
Oh, it's actually like 11 wins in a row.
4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yes.
His last loss was Morgan the Pirate, Charriere.
Fucking pirate, dude. He'll get your ass.
Fighting out of France, 27 years old, 6 feet tall. Joanderson, Tubajado, Brito, probably butchered that. 17-3, coming off of 2, 4, 5 wins in a row. Fighting out of Brazil, 29 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall. This is like just pure brutality versus like finesse, like finesse versus just firepower.
Is Brito going to make it dirty enough to affect Gomis, though? Like, is he going to be able to?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, Brito. So Gomis, you can definitely tell that he trains at the gym that produced Cyril Gane and Nassourdine Imavov.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
I mean, he's got the footwork, he's got the precision and the feints, and he's a good athlete. But Brito just doesn't give a fuck.
He don't care. He don't care about nothing. Not even himself.
That guy's he's an animal. This step keeps coming. Just keeps coming.
But you can still be one of those guys and be tough as nails and try to make it dirty while also getting punched in the face a lot. When you're all battered and shit, but you're still just trudging forward all fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the old Matador from Gomis on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the stats here. The really interesting thing is Brito, 76% takedown accuracy, which is kind of crazy, but I don't think he necessarily shoots a ton of takedowns. He just lands a lot of them. 81% takedown D for Gomis. My thing here is that Gomis has fought the far less good competition in the UFC by a lot.
Yeah, let's see who Brito's got real quick.
I mean, Jack Shore, I mean, he exploded Jack Shore's leg, which, side note, that will not be a factor here because they're in open stance.
Jonathan Pierce.
Yeah. Feely. He knocked Feely out in 41 seconds.
Yeah, but Feely's also one of the guys that likes getting knocked out when he's not rapping.
Oh, yeah, and he beat Diego Lopez on the Contender Series.
That's pretty wild. But then turns around and loses to Bill Algeo.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I think, yeah, he's going to have to chase Gomis around a little bit. And Gomis is like, he's got good timing and he can catch you on the way in. But, you know, kind of like Cyril Gane and Imavov, he's not like a big power puncher. You know, he's not going to. I don't think he's going to hurt Brito real bad with anything.
I don't think he is either. I think it's just going to accumulate over the whole fight. And I just think he's going to be hard to find for Brito.
Yeah.
I think Brito's tough enough to get, and I think Brito's going to make it dirty and get this guy to the ground. I think he's just going to, I don't know. Brito's just a different kind of animal. I know Gomi is just athlete, you know, like you said, can stand on the outside, pick you apart. But I don't know. Something about this Brito guy he's got some like primal evil in him that just allows him to keep going forward. And I mean, he'll wear a punch. He's tough, and he'll also, knock your block off. I
just don't know if Williams going to be there to be hit.
So before before I tell you the odds, contender series that we just watched tonight. A bunch of these guys were just kind of like half asleep in there. When they were throwing punches. I mean, Gilbert Smith's son, like no real juice going right there. The Dylan guy that lost first fight just wasn't getting after anybody. Like he was just kind of there.
After sitting him, I don't want to go off too much on that, but after sitting him the fuck down, like bad.
Yeah, but my point is that Brito, like he fucking brings the heat. Like
Right.
it's a whole different level of like 100% power in his punches than those guys we watched tonight. And I think Gomis, he's kind of guy that he touches. He's like a touch kick, the kind of guy. But odds -235 Brito, +200 Gomis. Yeah, it's big. Votes 970 votes. It's a lot. 84% Brito, 58% KO TKO. That's interesting.
Jeez.
That's got to be like ground and pound, right? I mean,
yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to make it dirty, ground and pound, and just smother him. I think that's what he's going to do, and just beat the shit out of him on the ground. I'm not saying that he's just going to, walk over this guy. Obviously he's got to get to him, and first round's probably going to be bouncing around. He's going to be pretty elusive, but I think Brito's just a psychopath. I think he's just going to keep coming forward and be over zealous with it and get into it and finish him. I think he TKOs him on the ground and pound.
Dylan,
can you pick first?
Yeah, I'm going Brito like all day. I think he could definitely take him down and smother him, beat him up. But I also think he could clip Gomis on the feet as well, personally.
All right. Well, I'm going Gomis.
So I said open stance earlier. I think that's right. Yeah, open stance. So the open stance is gonna be interesting because Gomis he's nice with it with that rear leg, like that rear body kick and the rear hand. He's pretty nasty with it, but I don't give a shit. Brito walk in there, bomb, drop him.
I'm going Gomis. He's not gonna get hit.
Right.
Brito's gonna have to turn into a grappler to grind this one out.
Yeah, definitely possible. All right, ready for the co-main?
Yeah.
All right, this is an interesting one. It's a big one. I know you guys are big Brendan Allen fans. I mean, I am too, but you guys probably more so. Nassourdine Imavov versus Brendan Allen. Nassourdine, the Russian sniper, Imavov, who lives in France. 14-4, coming off 2 wins in a row. We've talked about this before. The Cannoneer one was a little dicey.
Yeah, I mean he was winning, but
was he though?
I thought what? You thought it was like 2-2?
I thought Cannoneer was winning the fight.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought it was close. I don't know if I would say Cannoneer was winning, but obviously that stoppage was,
Yeah.
Shouldn't have happened, but he had him on the rocks.
Either way, if you're Imavov, that's kind of, or an Imavov fan, that's kind of worrisome.
Yeah.
But I know Cannonier's a stud, but he's fucking 40 years old.
Yeah. Fighting out of France, 28 years old, 6 feet 3 inches tall. Brendan All-In Allen, 24-5, coming off of at least 5 wins in a row. 2, 4, 6, 7 wins in a row, looks like. Fighting out of, he's from Covington, Louisiana. Shout out to Theo Vaughn. Fighting out of Killcliff. 28 years old, 6 feet 2 inches tall. Will Brendan Allen be able to take Nassourdine Imavov down?
I think so. I said this last time about Brendan Allen, and I said we're going to see more of the same, and I'm just going to continue that, and we're just going to keep building. We're going to keep going up if we're Brendan Allen.
He took Chris Curtis down, I believe, like 6 or 7 times, but man, that was not.
It wasn't a good.
That was not close.
Yeah,
right.
Close show, and really, what I've seen with Brendan, like especially in the Curtis fight, it just seems like when he gets tired. I mean, I know everybody gets tired and everything like that, but he kind of has a I don't want to be in here anymore vibe to me.
Was that a 5-rounder though? Wasn't that a main event? Okay.
Yes.
So now we're back to 3 though. We're talking a 3-round fight.
Yeah. So I mean, that definitely helps in his case, but it just sometimes I feel and Brendan can get hit. Brendan Allen is hittable.
Yes.
And every fight he's been hittable, except for I don't think the Paul Craig fight. I don't think he really got touched by Paul. But that's not saying much.
I knew that was the fight you were going to say.
That's hilarious. Paul hitting somebody? Wow.
Yeah. But it was I don't know. This one's harder for me. I like Brendan Allen a lot, but the Curtis fight just I don't know. It put a different kind of vibe to me with him. It kind of gets me that maybe he doesn't really have that like dog in him. And Imavov got a dog in him. Like, I mean, that guy's going to keep coming. And, Cannonier, even at 40 years old, I mean, we've seen it. He still bangs. Like, he still goes at it. He's just 40 years old. I mean, even in the Baralho fight, he was still slugging with that guy, doing his thing. I mean, just ended up getting, put away. But still, I mean, the guy's still pretty elite for, his age. So, obviously, I don't know. This one's tough. I honestly, the only thing that scares me is Brendan is, pretty well versed, especially on the ground. He can snatch your neck on that. I think Imavov's going to have the slight edge in striking and everything like that. So, which makes me think I'm probably going to go against what I would originally pick, but I think I'm going to go with Imavov.
If Imavov can stay off the mat consistently, he should be able to cruise to a win. That's a big ask, in my opinion.
So Imavov's been taken down, I believe, 7 times in the UFC, but 4 of them were in the same fight, and it was his second UFC fight against Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes sucks, but like he can wrestle a little bit. Other than that, I mean, he got taken down once by Cannonier. He got taken down once by Sean Strickland and once by Edmund Shabazian.
Those are all weird people to get taken down by.
The Sean one was he got tired. He didn't look good. It was five rounds. I don't know, but I think Imavov is really good everywhere. Like, I think he can wrestle himself a little bit too. I mean, he is from Dagestan originally, but I don't know. I think he, again, kind of like a lot of these guys from that gym, he's a little low volume sometimes, plays around a little bit too much sometimes. I wish he would just sit down and just start bombing a little bit more. But I'm you know me, I'm taking the guy that I think has the higher skill level.
I'm still going Brendan Allen. The Curtis fight, like, he could have had like an off night. Shit happens like that. Some guys come out flat every once in a while. I'm not going to buy into that too much that, he just isn't that good. I just feel like he might have had like kind of an off weird night.
Well, and also, I mean, I think you can look at that fight in that way, or just the fact that Brendan Allen, he's come a long ways with the striking. Like, he can strike with. I mean, Chris Curtis is like a pretty elite like boxer, and Brendan was hanging with him on the feet.
He was, but Curtis was also pretty like, what's the word I wanted? Like timid. Like, he didn't really want to let shit go. It seemed like.
What's new?
And that could have been because of the takedowns and everything. But
that's true too. But at some point, you gotta do something.
I mean, I do.
I guess it was a split, but
I do think Brendan, like, he can strike a little bit, but in my opinion, Imavov is just different level. Honestly,
I think the more hittable dude is Brendan.
Yes.
And Imavov can bomb on you. So, and I don't know, just something that's why I'm going to go with Imavov. I think, honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards that he's going to finish Brendan.
3 rounds. 3 rounds is like the sticking point. I think if it was 5, I would be pretty confident that he's finishing him.
If it's 5, I'm probably switching my pick. But since it's 3, I'm sticking with Brendan Allen.
Yeah.
Odds minus 225 Imavov, plus 190 Allen. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I'm going dog back to back.
Yeah, probably like every fight now.
Hopefully they're barking.
1,009 votes. 68% Imavov, 74% decision. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning to Imavov finishing him just because of how hittable Allen is. It's more than likely going to be a decision, but I think I'm going to go with he's going to finish, TKO Allen probably in a mid to late third.
Okay. Dylan, Allen decision?
Yep, that's where I'm going.
All right. I'm going Imavov decision. Anything else on that one?
I don't feel super great about it, but I'm rolling with it.
All right. Main event. It's an interesting one. I like this fight.
This can be a good one.
Yeah. Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Renato, money, Moicano. Moicano wants money. 19-5-1, coming off 3 wins in a row against all guys that are known for their striking. That's kind of an interesting tidbit against Benoit. Fighting out of Florida, originally from Brazil, 35 years old, 5 feet 11 inches tall. Benoit, God of War, Saint-Denis, 13-2, coming off a loss to Dustin Poirier. No shame there. Fighting out of France, 28 years old, 5 feet 11 inches tall. Who wants to go first?
Chad, you go first.
This one, of course, I think everybody likes Moicano. Funny dude.
Very underratedly, is that a word?
I don't think so.
It is now.
His humor is very underrated. He's hilarious.
Yeah. Funny guy. He's obviously talented. He's beaten some guys. I mean, he beat Jalen Turner when Jalen Turner fucked up. Right?
Yeah,
he should have lost. Should have lost to Jalen Turner, but Jalen Turner made a really dumb decision at UFC 300. I think honestly, Moicano can be sneaky. If he'll capitalize. Definitely, he's definitely an opportunist guy. He definitely can get hit. He will drop. I think Saint-Denis is a good grappler, and obviously has that God of War power. Just a wild dude. I mean, we saw the grappling when he went against Dustin, and then obviously he's not I'm not saying he's some kind of crazy crisp striker like Dustin is or anything like that. He's got the power. Obviously there was the issues with the staff and shit like that, but I mean, still, he's not gonna strike with Dustin, and he probably shouldn't have. He just got into it.
I think he's got to reel in the wildness. Though.
Yeah,
just a little bit, because I think that's what could ultimately get him caught in this one.
Yeah, I think. This one's, to me, it's not that. I don't think it's that tough because I know Moicano can get touched. I mean, he's shown it in fights where he can get touched. He's fought strikers, and I mean, Jalen obviously is a more crisp striker than Saint-Denis, longer and all that. But I mean, Saint-Denis got the power. I think he's just stronger, dude, and he's got that tenacity to him. So, but Moicano, like I said, he's got that opportunistic, way. He just finds a way sometimes. I mean, he'd be on his back with his eyes in the back of his head, and then all of a sudden, he's got you in a guillotine or a triangle. Or he's got your back all of a sudden. So, but I think Saint-Denis is going to get right back on track with this fight. I think this is they're sending not necessarily him a lamb, for the slaughter, but I think Saint-Denis is going to get back into the swing of things here.
Yeah, I think like you were saying, Dylan, like Benoit needs to not do what he always does. Like
right.
he goes in there and he just starts winging bombs and just spamming kicks, and then he kind of draws it out of you, and then he shoots and he wrestles and grapples, which he'll be able to take Moicano down. Moicano's not going to probably even try to defend the takedowns, but I think Benoit needs to fucking just stay on the feet, defend the takedowns himself, and strike. And I think he can easily win a decision or maybe knock out Moicano if he does that, but will he is the question. Will he?
See, dude, I just have a weird feeling that like Moicano is gonna. I haven't decided quite sure how he's gonna win, but I don't trust Saint Denis to not be a fucking wild man in there
In Paris.
in home at home.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I think, like, honestly, this comes down to, like, I think if, like, the fourth round starts, I think Benoit's in trouble.
100%. I'm with you on that.
And, I mean, Benoit definitely can, like, TKO him, obviously.
He can. I mean, that's a lot to ask out of Moicano to last that long, in my opinion. But with it also being 5 rounds, maybe Saint Denis won't be fucking as wild as we've seen him. With it being a 5-rounder, maybe he'll kind of stay a little more calculated.
Obviously, the staff and everything, like, was a factor, but I would be shocked if he didn't learn from the Dustin fight. And
I mean, dude, he just stood in there and was winging him, just banging with Dustin.
He said, I mean, he came out and said, he's like, I had one good round in me. He's like, I was so, you know, his cardio was so down because of, you know, the antibiotics or whatever, you know. And that could be, you know, a little bit of an excuse that UFC fighters use. So
I feel like it's half and half. I feel like that played a factor, but it wasn't like, because you see guys fight with staff all the time.
Oh yeah,
and go like 3-5 hard round. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not. Yeah. I don't think it was he lost because of that. Sure, it was a factor, but like you said, we've seen guys fight with staff, and
so you're saying maybe because if he did actually have one good round in him, that's why he went in there just balls.
Yeah, I think. I mean, he came out and said it. He came out and said, "I had one good round. I was trying to finish it in the first round, and that's why he came out fucking guns blazing, and went after him, you know." And then you saw in the second round he was dead, you know.
Right.
I mean, he couldn't lift his arms up. So, and then he ended up, you know, dying. You know, I mean, Dustin clipped the shit out of him. So, I think this one's going to be a lot different. I mean, I still think he's going to be the God of War and go at Moicano, but I really do think Saint Denis is just going to get right back on track, and I think he's going to finish Moicano.
Yeah, something interesting is that both of them, the last time they both competed was actually they both did a grappling match, and it was 3 days apart. May 15th, Moicano competed against Christian Guzman in the UFC Fight Pass Invitational grappling, won a decision. And in May 18th, Saint Denis won a decision against Mark Giacchese in ADX-C4 grappling. So obviously, maybe they would have done a grappling match whether they were fighting each other or not, but I'm assuming they're both like, there's probably going to be some grappling in this fight. You know.
But, I mean, honestly, I would not be surprised if Moicano pulls some shit out of his ass, you know, like I said, opportunistic, just throws up his legs, triangle, you know, gets him in the guillotine, just finds a way to hold him. You know?
10 submission wins out of Moicano.
Yeah, no, the guy knows what he's doing on the ground. Like,
the weird thing is, like, Saint Denis is so hittable. Obviously, like he just he brings his face to you, but like Moicano's not. Like I don't think Saint Denis is gonna really be like feel like he has to respect Moicano striking that much.
Probably not.
So he's probably gonna feel like he can do whatever he wants. It's just gonna be a matter of, I think, the gas tank. Like, can Moicano survive long enough for Saint Denis to slow down?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Saint Denis also, he's never been subbed, so
yeah,
and he's got 9 sub wins himself. So I think the guy's pretty well rounded. Obviously, can be pretty crazy on the feet. And Moicano, we know who Moicano is. I mean, the guy's tough. I mean, definitely hittable. But when you get hit by a guy like Saint Denis, it's usually 9-9 time. So,
what were the odds and votes one more time?
We didn't do it yet, but minus 250 Saint Denis, plus 210 to Moicano. That's wider than I expected. Votes 723 votes, 75% Saint Denis, 91% KO TKO. I came in here fully expecting to pick Moicano, but I think Chad's convinced me to pick Saint-Denis.
I came in here picking Moicano, and I think I'm going to stick with him.
Okay.
As much as because I like Saint-Denis.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's late fight, 4th, 5th round. Maybe like Chad's saying, Moicano, he's going to find a way when Saint-Denis tired, and he'll get it done.
I could definitely see that happening. I feel
if
like
he doesn't get his head taken off beforehand.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like I think Moicano's definitely like slightly better grappler, probably, as far as like accolades and shit. But I think Moicano, like I said, I don't think he can do anything really to Saint-Denis on the feet, and I think that's going to be the difference. He's going to get beat up on the feet without really making Saint-Denis pay for anything.
Right.
But so what are we going? Chad, are you going finish?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Saint-Denis TKO.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go like 4th round TKO. Dylan,
I'm going Moicano decision.
Okay, not sub.
Not sub. I changed it. The fact that Saint-Denis hasn't been subbed is pretty wild, but he probably hasn't been in a lot of 5-round fights where it's gone the distance. So maybe this is his time to get subbed when he's tired.
I mean, Saint-Denis, I don't know. I don't necessarily not trust his gas tank that much. So I know the what have you done for me lately thing. The last we saw, I mean, he looked, gassed at the end of the first. So I think a lot of had to do is he, blew his fucking wad trying to, do what he had to do. But I think he gets a TKO, and I'm probably going to say late 2nd, early 3rd.
Yeah. I kind of
his Saint-Denis UFC debut. I mean, was it last minute, John, against Zaleski? I think it was pretty short notice.
Yeah, it was up
Went
a
up a weight class to welterweight, but he just, got the ever-loving dog shit beat out of him. He did not. He kept going, but dude,
that's the thing. If he's fighting a guy that can hurt him on the feet, I feel like it could be pretty bad for him. But
I'm not saying Moicano it's that guy, but in his 2 losses, Poirier and Zaleski, they looked fairly similar in the fact that he was getting punched in the face a lot, and it was because he was tired already.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Dustin one, maybe we don't know. The staff might have something to do with it, but the Zaleski one, dude, like he was just tired from getting punched in the face so much.
All his wins, like round 1, round 2, round 1.
Right, dude.
Round 2.
I think Moicano's he's going to drag him in deep water, and we'll see.
I'm like very 50-50. I'm gonna stick with the favorite here, just because most of the time the favorite wins. But I don't know. I'm not gonna be surprised if Moicano subs him.
I like Moicano, man, and the fact that he's like just decided to be like super funny and like post a bunch of shit, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, he's hilarious. I don't know. I don't know if Moicano's going to be the guy that is going to drag him into deep water. Moicano, when he does lose, he gets dropped, and gets hurt. And when guys, go get on and don't let him off the hook. He usually goes down. I don't think he's going to TKO. I think he's got 1 TKO win in his career.
Yep.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah. So, obviously, I don't think he's got the power to do it. And, who knows? Fuck, we might see Saint-Denis might be fucking chinny after Dustin did to him. So, who knows? But I don't think that. I think Saint-Denis gets – his tooth just fell out. But I think Saint-Denis gets right back on track. I think – not saying that, like I said earlier, I don't think they're necessarily, bringing him as a sheep for slaughter or anything like that. But I think this is we need to get Saint-Denis back on track, and they're, Moicano just happened to draw the card. So,
God, if Moicano wins, it's going to be fucking awesome, because he's going to say some shit to the crowd, and also just to the community in general. He's going to call somebody out.
I keep forgetting it's in fucking Paris, man. Yeah, that would be so funny.
Oh
dude.
yeah, he'll say some funny shit, asking for money, talking shit. But I mean, I'll be bummed because I'm a big fan of Saint-Denis too.
I see. That's the
like
thing. I do like him.
Yeah, he's fun. I think he's going to be a guy that's like, man, that was fun while it lasted, because
Yeah,
it may not last that long.
yeah.
Right.
All right, anything else on this whole shit?
No,
So,
no more on the shit.
on the shit. I think it's going to be a good shit of a card. So it'll be a fun one. I'm kind of excited for it. So I think, I mean, really, the card up and down is really pretty good. I mean, like you said earlier, not a lot of household names, but there's going to be some bangers on there.
I like these kind of cards where it's not the cards that everyone's hyped about. Like, obviously Noche was great and shit, but like I like seeing guys on the come up and seeing where they're at. I think there's a lot of guys on this card that are like, if they pass this test, they're like the real deal.
Yeah.
Brito, those types of guys. Imavov. So, all right, add it to our podcast Instagram at Hungover and Right TikTok. Chad, Dylan, I'm Jonathon. Socials on the screen right now. Go follow those. And let us know who you're picking. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Later.